Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Darren from FootballerStory.com and we've got something a little bit different for you today. We're going to be looking at Jude Bellingham and how he may get on at Borussia Dortmund according to Football Manager 2020. Dortmund are famous for developing young talent and Germany is becoming the hotspot for English wonderkids. It could be really interesting to see how Jude gets on in Germany alongside the likes of Haaland, Brandt, Sancho, the list goes on. So I've started up a game here. We've moved him on to Dortmund for a £20 million fee. This is after the first season. So Bellingham did spend a year in the Championship. He got 6 goals and 5 assists, 7 goals in all competitions. Birmingham finished in 16th place. Bellingham didn't get any awards. But that isn't why Dortmund will spend £20 million on Bellingham. It's his potential. -9, which could be between 150 and 180 on Football Manager 2020. And looking at his all-round attributes have already gone up quite a bit in the first season of the game. His dribbling's 14, technique's 13, and he's got some great all-round mentals there, as well as a cracking physical game. Loads of stamina, agility, and speed. He's the perfect fit for Borussia Dortmund. They love their explosive midfielders and he could feature from central midfield or attacking midfield and off the wings. Right, let's move this thing forward to 2029 and find out just how well Bellingham gets on. First of all, it's 2028, not 29. Apologies about that. Secondly, Jude Bellingham is now with Barcelona. He's worth £62 million. He's on 275 grand a week and he's already made 52 appearances for his international team, England, with 11 goals. His all-round game hasn't changed an awful lot. He's still dominant physically, good with the ball, great technicals and good all-round mentals. His attributes have gone up in general, but those physicals have really gone up quite a lot. And anyone who's played the game for a long time will know that speed weighs very heavily on a player's current ability. Jude also has a professional personality, so he's naturally going to develop very well. And if you look at that attribute wheel, you'll see just how well-rounded Bellingham actually is. Let's take a quick look at his contract. Signed on until the year 2031, he gets a loyalty bonus of 7 million and an appearance fee of 54 grand. Most players wouldn't get that as a general wage. His goal bonus is 27 grand and he's got a minimum fee release clause of 186 million. Not many clubs are going to be able to afford to activate that clause. As for how Barcelona are playing him, in central midfield. He's played a couple of games from the right wing, one from the left and even one at DMC, but central midfield seems to be his role. I had a look in the tactics on Barcelona as well. He seems to be playing some form of either a box-to-box midfielder role or maybe a supporting midfielder of some sort. He's very strong with his right foot, reasonable with his left foot. He runs with the ball down the right, gets into the opposition area and gets forward whenever possible. He prefers to play on the right of a 2-man pairing or on the right to middle of a 3-man group. You will notice he's a massively versatile player, playing on the left, the right, even in DMC or the right wing-back position. Now this can weigh heavily on his attributes as well, as versatility is quite costly, which may go some way to explain why Jude Bellingham doesn't have 17s and 18s in certain attribute areas. A glance at his history explains exactly what happened. Dortmund did not play him. They put him in the second side. He played 34 games in the league, scoring 14 and assisting 10. He then got his break in 2021-22, but only off the bench. Coming off the bench 13 times, scoring a goal with a 6.78 average rating. The same season, Coln signed him on loan. He played 16 games, scoring 3 goals and getting 3 assists, and I believe he was in their Team of the Year that year. Went back to Borussia Dortmund in 2022-23, his parent club, again only getting 4 games, 3 of which were off the bench. Enough was enough and Jude Bellingham decided he needed to leave. Hertha Berlin came in with a £30 million offer and he instantly clicked. 29 starts with 3 goals and 7 assists in his first season is a cracking beginning to a career at a new club. 23-24 season, similar numbers. 24-25 he upped his game with 12 goals and 8 assists. Then in the following season he upped it again, scoring 13 and assisting 9 from 46. And then he moved to Barcelona for 37.5 million. In his first season, he started 51 games. This is including Champions League football now. He scored 13 goals and got 10 assists and got just above a 7 average rating. Now on to the current season, 2027-28, and he has an average rating of 7 with 9 goals and 6 assists. I actually find it quite interesting that unlike Jadon Sancho, who managed to find his feet at Borussia Dortmund, Bellingham had to move away from the German club to restart his career. But how did he get on with honours? Well, he won nothing at Borussia Dortmund and gained no awards. No surprise there. However, during his very short spell on loan with Köln, he obviously made a massive impact. He got in the seasonal best 11. At Hertha Berlin, he bagged himself tons of awards, including Team of the Week and Best 11 every single season, but no trophies. Hertha Berlin paid their record amount of 30 million for him before receiving their record fee of 37.5 million from Barcelona. Moving on to the Spanish club, Barcelona won La Liga in 2027, and in the same season they were runners-up in both Spanish competitions as well as the Champions League. And what a horrible way to lose a final in the Stade de France against Real Madrid, their big rivals. Calvin Stengs scored on the 22nd minute before Arthur equalised on the 87th. Barcelona must have thought the shift was happening. However, Real Madrid outperformed them in the end and did the same on penalties. Madrid was certainly the better team, and Bellingham played the whole match, creating 2 chances and getting a 6.8 average rating. Surprising to see that he's actually a stalwart within the team when you consider how good this Barcelona squad actually are. They've got João Felix playing from the left wing, a real tricksy player signed from Atletico Madrid. How much did they pay for him? 103 million from United. United paid 103 million, and Atletico, as we all know, paid 112 just before the start of this game. That's 318 million for João Felix, all in all. They then got Bruno Masferrer. He came over from the Barcelona B team, brought up through La Masia, and he's one hell of a prospect indeed. The next Messi for sure. 29, 22, 25 and 23 goals in his last 4 seasons, and at the age of just 24, this kid is very exciting indeed. Resolute personality will really help him develop, and an £81 million valuation says it all. He's already got 49 caps and 32 goals for Spain. Competition is really hot up front and on the wings, with Sandrino also coming through. He's a Brazilian signed from Flamengo. Milan paid 23.5 million before Barcelona just this season forked out 108 million. We'll have a look at the transfers for Barcelona in just a second. Looks like they spent a hell of a lot of money. But Ferran Torres going back into the team, he's your traditional winger, again not a central midfielder, and when you actually look through the whole squad, there aren't that many options for Barcelona in central midfield, which may explain why Bellingham gets played so often. Alongside him is Benacer, good all-round defensive midfielder, and you've got Olmo, the creative force, next door. He's more of an advanced playmaker, and again I think that's why Bellingham is probably used in more of a supporting role. I know it's not relevant to this experiment, but I've got to look at the transfer history and see just how much money Barcelona has spent. Wow. This season alone they've spent 294 million, but they've received 376. Erling Haaland has left for Chelsea. That's for 142 million. 42.5 million for Arthur. Santiago brought in 26.5. And Nesto Camps went to Bayern Munich for £60 million. What a player he is. Look at that agility and heading. A very strange attribute indeed for a winger. Interesting to see Marco Cana joining for Man City for 78 million. He's probably my favourite defender in this year's game. Sandrino, who just mentioned, cost him 108 million, while Martinez, who we didn't look at, cost 70 odd million from Southampton. He looks like the replacement for Benacer in defensive midfield because the ex-Serie A star is now coming towards retirement. Antipov looks like a prospect for the future. He's only 21 and he's got a bit of development to do. Going into the season before, and that's when Barcelona paid what seems now a nominal fee for Bellingham. Laporte came in for 24 million and Pellistri was 69. Barcelona only made 10.5 million last season, so that was a big outlay, and 221 million was spent the season before that. The 24-year-old is listed among the top players in England with Jadon Sancho, Phil Foden and Harry Kane. Jadon Sancho is now at Real Madrid and looks like one hell of a player. Phil Foden has also moved to Real Madrid. I've got to find out how much that was for. 78 million, so actually that seems like a decent fee to me in all honesty for such a well-rounded player. And let's just find out how England have actually done. Well, it actually looks like they're through to the quarter-final of the European Championships here, so we'll be interesting to see how they get on there. I probably should have simmed the save forward a little bit further, but let's just check their landmarks quickly. They finished 3rd in the World Cup during 2022, no other notable mentions there. So, in summary, Bellingham, I think, has done really well to get as far as he has, getting into the Barcelona team, establishing himself at Hertha Berlin, who, yes, they weren't challenging for the title in Germany, but they were one of the big teams, and the amount of goals he scored in Germany clearly attracted the big boys. Borussia Dortmund completely shafted him, really. He didn't get a chance to develop, didn't get anywhere near enough game time, and that is very uncharacteristic of the German club. I don't think that's how things will happen in real life. I can see Bellingham becoming the next Erling Haaland, the next Jadon Sancho, and really hitting the ground running, getting his opportunity quite early on. But it's not to say that he won't get an even bigger move in the future. As you can imagine, Jadon Sancho is going to get one fairly soon. I think Bellingham could do the same. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click that bell button to get notified of new episodes as and when they go live. If you like tactics, I'll leave you 2 links at the end of this video for 2 fantastic systems that you can try out yourselves in game. You can also follow my Scarborough story. It's called Sea Dogs Can Fly, and we're up to about episode 20 odd now. I've lost track. We're in League One, hoping to get the Sea Dogs up to the Premier League very soon. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this sort of thing, hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I can do more of them in the future. If you've got any thoughts all on Bellingham, what do you guys think will happen? Do you think the move is definitely going to go ahead, and how do you think the young Englishman will get on in Germany? Let me know, really interested to hear your thoughts. Okay guys, see you later.